Now, let's take a check on the weather, and for that we go outside to Willard Scott, where preparations are already underway for a big Thanksgiving Day parade here in New York. Willard is joined by the McDonald's All-American High School Band. Good morning, Willard.
Hey, good morning, Brian, and good morning to Bill Foster, Dr. Bill Foster, Florida A&M. You see him in the white hat. He's the conductor, and you are listening and looking at 104 members of the All-American McDonald's Band. They only met each other about 4 days ago. They sent audition tapes in. It's a tradition in America right now. They'll be at the Macy's Day Parade, but right now they are performing for us live from the ice skating rink at Rockefeller Center with that magnificent Christmas tree on the scaffolding. Fantastic. Let's hear it for the band. He who tooteth not his own horn, get his own horn not tooteth, I say. Hey, let's check the weather, and as Bob showed you a minute ago, we have some travel conditions to look out for today. Winter storm warnings in effect from the eastern and northern plain states of the upper Mississippi Valley. Northern Wisconsin and Minnesota could get 6 to 8 inches. That's Duluth, Minneapolis, and St. Paul. Also, west central Iowa, look out. You've got some storms coming your way today. 9 tornadoes yesterday, 6 in Oklahoma, 1 in north central Texas, 1 Mississippi, 1 in Arkansas. Believe it or not, it is that time of the year when you say, well, we shouldn't worry about tornadoes, but with more scattered strong thunderstorms throughout the Gulf states and the Tennessee Valley, it is possible again today. Wet around the western Great Lakes. We told you about the snow and the ice warnings. We also have some travelers advisories on page 2. Hello, Americans. This is Paul Harvey. South Dakota, Nebraska, and Kansas, 1 to 3 inches of snow with ice there. The Cascades, 3 to 6 inches expected today, but they can handle that. That's almost in a day's work. Rest of the country's in pretty good shape. We'll have a Thanksgiving forecast coming up at 7:35. Join us then. Now, here's what's happening in your world this morning.
Mostly cloudy skies with occasional showers or thunder showers, and becoming windy this afternoon with a high of 68.
Happy birthday this morning from Rockefeller Center as the Thanksgiving Christmas season gets underway. Laura Sanders, Bernie, Texas, little town right outside of San Antonio, is 100 years old today. She remembers when she came to Indian Territory in Kansas, her mother worried because her diapers had that old Kansas red clay on it and she couldn't get it out. At least that's what she hoped it was. Now, let's move back upstairs to our favorite mother. Here's Jane.
5 now on this Wednesday. Let's take a look at the weather. Go right outside to Rockefeller Plaza. Willard Scott singing and dancing. Willard.
Hey, baby! I'd heard this. I knew it was all over. Fantastic. Anybody here from Texas? What's your name, brother?
David Owens.
David, I just want you to know you're going to have a fantastic Thanksgiving Day. The whole state of Texas couldn't have it better. Take a look at the weather map. Here's our forecast for Turkey Day over the country as we see it. Generally, east of the Mississippi, you will get showers and mild temperatures. Snow flurries around the western Great Lakes. That's extreme eastern Minnesota, most of Wisconsin. It will be sunny, but on the cool side throughout the nation's midsection, and some mountain snows and valley rains from northern and northwestern Minnesota, Montana, I should say, back down through northern California. In other words, the Northwest will be on the chilly, rainy side. But outside of that, it's not a bad forecast for Thanksgiving Day. Still America's great holiday, our favorite. Here's what's happening in your world this morning.
Mostly cloudy skies with occasional showers or thunder showers, and becoming windy this afternoon with a high of 68.
That's it. More of Bill Foster and that fantastic McDonald's All-American Marching Band coming up at 8:05. You stay with us here at the Ice Rink Rockefeller Center. Now back upstairs to the studio, and here is Brian.
All right, straight ahead in this hour, we'll take a look at union busting. It may sound old-fashioned as the 30s, but it is making a comeback with a few new twists in the 80s, as we'll see on After 8. And our consumer reporter, David Horowitz, says his long-running battle with Toyota, remember over those door locks in its trucks? Well, it's come to a satisfactory conclusion. We'll look for it this time. Millions will be lining up to watch Thanksgiving Day parades around this country. One of those bands that will be heard, the McDonald's All-American High School Marching Band. Their leader, Dr. William Foster, is downstairs with Willard Scott. Willard?
Parade, and you will see the McDonald's All-American High School Band performing, and you will hear the whole thing on NBC television, so be watching it. Let's check and see what our forecast looks like right now. First of all, it is a beautiful day in New York. The sun is out. It's going to get up to about 62 degrees. We have had some kind of weather here in the east. Ellen Willis of San Dimas, California, 100 years old today. Happy birthday to you. Look at these temperatures. Cold out there in the plain states. The 20s all the way down into Oklahoma, Oklahoma, where the wind blows between your hairpiece. Today, we say strong thunderstorms throughout the Gulf states and the Tennessee Valley. They had some tornado activity down there yesterday in Oklahoma and Texas and Mississippi. Look out, it is possible again today. It'll be wet around the Great Lakes. The big weather story this morning, Minneapolis and St. Paul and Duluth, maybe up to 8-10 inches of snow, and we're calling for snow and ice in Minnesota, Wisconsin, down into parts of Nebraska. Travelers advisories posted in parts of Iowa and Nebraska today. Also some snow in the Cascades, Washington down through Oregon, but they're used to that, only 3 or 4 inches. That's peanuts to them. Now, let's check and see what's happening in your little old world this morning.
Mostly cloudy skies with occasional showers or thunder showers, and becoming windy this afternoon with a high of 68.
And once again, reminding you that we have the McDonald's All-American High School Band, 104 of the finest musicians you could find anywhere. They only met a couple of days ago. Tammy, you are?
I'm Tammy Smalley from Worland, Wyoming.
From who?
Worland, Wyoming.
Worland. Well, I know Worland, Wyoming. I was up there and bought a shirt, as a matter of fact, one time. Gray Bull. And is my right? Gray Bull's right the next town over.
Pretty close.
I'm close. And over here, hello there. Your name?
My name is Monique Sproul.
And you're not from Wyoming?
No, I'm from the Virgin Islands.
I think I'm in love. And your name?
Scott Ackerman. I'm from Arvada, Colorado.
You guys from Colorado. One of my favorite places in the whole wide world. Denver had snow. You know that yesterday.
That's what I hear.
Nice, brisk 32 degrees today in Denver.
Well, it's cold here, too.
Aren't you glad? What do you mean? In New York, it's gore. Mayor Koch will throw you out of town. Okay, you got something for me?
Yes, I do. We'd like to make you a merry member of the band.
Okay, take my hat off very carefully. Very carefully. Now put my other hat on very carefully. Thank you. Hey! Is that all I get? That's it? Nothing else?
What do you want?
Now here's little Jane.
It is now 8:36. Let's take a final look at the weather. Go out to the ice rink on Rockefeller Plaza and find Willard Scott. Now, Willard, remember, after you're done this time, you got to come upstairs so we can tell Jane goodbye.
I got it written right here on my suit. You won't believe it. Look, it's written right here, a note. And what a beautiful day it is in New York City. It's going to be about 62 degrees. The sun is out. We never had a better day. Ooh, excuse me. I've always fallen for this man as far as his talent. What is this now, the third year we've done this?
That's correct. It's the third year.
And Dr. William Foster, Florida A&M, director of the marching band. You've seen more football games, I'll bet you, than Miss Piggy and the Pigskin Parade.
You are so right.
Everybody knows you and loves you, and you've got your talent and imagination. And where did you get this motley crew today?
Well, they come from all over the country, you know, from the 50 states, the 2 from Washington, D.C., 1 from the Virgin Islands, and 1 from Puerto Rico.
And they ask what they do, send audition-type tapes to you?
Yes, they do.
And you listen.
Of course, we make contact with some 22,000 band directors. And then we have a music committee that makes an initial evaluation, and then they're submitted as finalists.
Well, the truth is that it is unbelievable that you get the sound out of these talented people, and they've only been together for what, like 4 or 5 days prior to that?
5 days.
Unbelievable. I think I ought to give them a shot, don't you?
Okay.
Hey, where are you all from? Are they going to perform now?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I've got rhythm.
Kind of an unruly group.
That's good.
Go get them. Okay. Help me on the platform. I mean, that isn't even strong enough. What a fabulous sound. Anybody here from San Francisco? KRON San Francisco, and our old friend out there, Sam Allred's having a fabulous Salvation Army parade, and that's collecting food for poor people. Anybody from Louisville, Kentucky? WAVE Louisville, 35 years old. Happy birthday. Here's what's happening in your world this morning.
Mostly cloudy skies with occasional showers or thunder showers, and becoming windy this afternoon with a high of 68.
That's it from the ice. Now back upstairs, and here is Jane.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you, David. Now here's some good news for early Christmas shoppers from Avon.
How was it? Was it hot?